7 Virtual Interactive Study Guide Flipped Classroom. This is straight from your textbook on page 323. We're going to do numbers 1 through 8. So number 1, it asks you to write the word sentence as an equation. So we're not actually solving it. Do not solve it. Just write it as an equation. A number x decreased, which means subtraction. X decreased by 3 is 5. We know is means it equals 5. And x decreased by 3 would be x minus 3. So when we put all the pieces together, it's simply x minus 3 equals 5. Number 2, a number a divided by 7 equals 14. So if we put a over 7, it needs to equal 14. And that's it right there. So again, we are not solving it, we're just writing it as an equation. Let's pretend you had to solve that problem. Now, if you had to solve that problem, you want to isolate the variable. You want to get a by itself. You want to undo this divide by 7 by multiplying both sides of the equation by 7. And that would cancel out, and that would leave us with a equals 98. Numbers 3 and 4 and 5 and 6, now we need to actually solve the equation and check our answer. Number 3, 4 plus k equals 14. We want to get k by itself. To do that, we subtract 4 from both sides. Leaves us with k equals 10. Place a 10 back where k is in the original problem. 4 plus 10, does that equal 14? It does. We checked it. It works correctly. Number 4, we want to get m by itself by adding 2.2 to both sides of the equation, and that leaves us with 5.7. So m is equal to 5.7. 5.7 subtract out 2.2 is 3.5. On number 5, I'm going to solve this two ways, because the way it's given to us, some of you like it like that, and that's fine. You may leave it like that and solve it as a two-step equation. Others of you might say, hey, I'm going to rewrite it, even though it's given to me looking like that, I'm going to rewrite it as 8 is equal to 4/3, the fraction 4/3, w, because that's exactly what it really means. And they are exactly the same thing. So let me solve it this way. If I'm multiplying by 4/3, to undo it, I want to divide by 4/3. Well, when we divide by fractions, we really multiply by the reciprocal, which would be 3/4 in this case. So I have w on the right, and simply I have 8 over 1 times 3/4. Cross simplify, and that gives me 6. So w must be equal to 6. If I want to solve it as a two-step equation, the first thing I would need to do is multiply both sides by 3. That cancels out, and 8 times 3 is 24. So now I have 24 is equal to 4w. Now at this point, it's a one-step equation. I want to get w by itself, divide both sides by 4, divide by 4 gives me 6. W is equal to 6. Same exact answer. Either way you see it. Does not matter. Choose whichever one you prefer. Number 6. 31 equals 6.2 times y. To get y by itself, we want to divide by 6.2 on both sides. So we're going to do 31 divided by 6.2. We have to multiply by 10 to get rid of the decimal. Multiply by 10, which means we need to tack on a 0. The decimal will be up there if we need it. 62 goes into 310 5 times, which is exactly 310. And we're done. So y equals 5. If you check it, 6.2 times 5, multiply it, that does give you 31. So 5 is the correct answer. And the last two from the quiz says, tell whether the ordered pair is a solution of the equation. Remember, when we have the ordered pair, the first number is always the x term. The second number is always the y term. All we have to do is substitute it in. Plug in the 3 where the x is. 6 times 3 is 18. Plug in 24 where the y is. Does 24 equal 18? Of course not. So we say 24 is not equal to 18. That is not a true statement. So no, it is not a solution, a correct solution. Number 8, y equals 3x plus 4. Again, this is my x, this is my y. Always, always, always. The first term is always the x term. So plug in a 4 where x is. 3 times 4 is 12. 12 plus 4 is 16. Y goes right there, which is 16. 16 is equal to 16. Yes, that is a true statement. It is a solution to the answer set. Here's some even more extra practice problems. I'm going to solve these real fast, but what I want you to do is actually pause the video here, solve all 3 on your own, and then push play and see if you got them correct. Then after the video is over, create even more practice problems for yourself. Number 1, 18x plus 2 equals 38. These are two-step equations, all of these. I need to get 18x by itself. I need to get rid of that plus 2. So let me subtract 2 from both sides. And now I have 18x equals 36. To get x alone, divide both sides by 18. And that final answer is x equals 2. If I put a 2 back into the original problem, that gives me 36. Plus 2 more, it is 38. So that is the correct answer. Number 2, I'm going to do pretty much the same thing. I want to get rid of that minus 3 by adding 3 to both sides. And now I'm left with y over 5 equals 45. Now, since I'm dividing both sides by 5, I want to undo that by multiplying by 5 to both sides. And when I do that, I get y is equal 45 times 5, 225. Number 3, 18 plus 2 plus b equals 56. Let me combine my like terms and rewrite what I'm left with. That's 20 plus b equals 56. To get b alone, I need to subtract 20 from both sides. So 20 plus b equals 56. Subtract 20 from both sides, that cancels out. And that leaves me with b equals 36 as the final correct answer. So there it is. Please make sure you can watch it again. Make sure you understand how to solve these one-step or two-step equations. Create even more practice problems for yourself. We did a lot of work in class. Be ready for a 100% on your quiz.